The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, Lord.
Jesus said to his disciples, I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine grower. He takes away every branch in me that does not bear fruit, and every one that does, he prunes so that it bears more fruit. You are already pruned because of the word that I spoke to you. Remain in me as I remain in you. Just as a branch cannot bear fruit on its own unless it remains on the vine, so neither can you unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever remains in me and I in him will bear much fruit, because without me you can do nothing. Anyone who does not remain in me will be thrown out like a branch and wither. People will gather them and throw them into a fire, and they will be burned. If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask for whatever you want, and it will be done for you. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit and become my disciples. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. When we were baptized, we were immersed into the death and resurrection of Jesus. Became a part of the intimate relationship of Father and Son. As a result, our lives were transformed and given a new perspective on how to believe and how to live. The challenge, though, is to live as a transformed people. John gave us a good example in that second reading, where he calls us to love ourselves, and our neighbor, and our God, which becomes reflected in who we are, what we say and do. Because the Lord Jesus sends us forth as a transformed people to renew the face of the earth, to transform the world in which we live, as small as that might be, and to recognize the gift that he is for us. Sometimes, though, some of us tend to separate themselves from the presence of Jesus. And when that happens, it becomes impossible to live as his follower. Because then we say the center of our life is not Jesus, it's ourselves. Then we die, then we begin to die, not physically, but spiritually, like that branch that's cut off from the vine. It withers and dies. That happens to us if we recognize that Jesus is not important for us. That what I say and who I am is much more important. As we continue during this Easter season, it's always a good reminder to us to reflect on what the resurrection means for us and how well we live what that means in each of our lives. Because you see, he sends us forth to build a kingdom, to recognize that we have a gift, the gift of Jesus. He calls us to celebrate with each other in as many ways as we can, especially in the way we respond to the needs of one another, and the hope that we can live as people transformed and given a new lease on life, hope, and resurrection.